Hello, everybody, and welcome to Methods, the detective competition. This one pits a group of detectives against a group of criminals. For the detectives, winning means fame and fortune, and for the criminals, it means a pardon, no matter how heinous their crimes. This one's done by an indie developer named LockedOn, who was kind enough to send this game to me for free to check out, so we're going to take a look and see what it's like. Let's go. Alright, Chapter 1, Action Called, but I'm on hold. A mysterious call, a mysterious contest, a mysterious beginning. A tall apartment building blocked my view of the sky. It was a giant, and suddenly I felt like a small and pitiful man, despite my vast experience, huge accomplishments, and, excuse my honesty, dashing good looks. I'm Detective Hackett, and despite feeling dwarfed by the complex in front of me, I had a job to do. Really dug in the art style, I like this. In this building resided the most diabolical criminals alive. There was a chance one of them would be walking free, according to the note in my hand. I wasn't about to let that happen. I twisted the doorknob and stepped inside. I opened the door to a small antechamber. A young woman in an official-looking suit with a name tag that read, Greeter, waited. I wondered if she was trying to be hip or something, but now wasn't the time for griping and feeling old. Do you have the note? I think so. I took my papery friend out of my pocket. She took it and glanced it over quickly before shining a flashlight on it. Good. It's legit. She ripped the note in half. Here's your name, hashtag. Please wait for the first announcement of the day. I looked at the name tag. It read, hashtag thinks with fists. I like this job already. I began to saunter over to the comfy-looking couches when the greeter grabbed me by the shoulder. Wait. I've been warned about you, Mr. Thinks with Fists. The Game Master asks that you dispose of all weapons on your person before you take part in the contest. Fine. I dropped my Steed 46 and my Merrill, and my Colt 45. It was a shame, because I really needed them for this. I didn't want to be in a building with a bunch of murderous criminals unarmed. I wrestled internally for a few minutes. There was so much wrestling going on. Yes. Wait, there's one more. I handed over the hidden gun and blew it a kiss goodbye as the greeter stuffed it into a bag marked confiscation. Hey, thanks for giving that up. Honesty goes a long way in this contest. I gave her a half smile I didn't really mean, and trudged through the doors onto the main floor. What seemed to be hundreds of detectives milled to and fro. The collective body heat was staggering. In fact, I staggered, briefly. I edged over to a couch, trying to avoid anyone smelly or overly loquacious. And another detective appeared to be attempting the same thing, a tall, dark-haired, bespectacled man. It's way more crowded than I thought it would be. Cut to the chase. What do you want? I'd left tact at the altar long ago. Oh yes, the chase. If I had to guess, that's what you're all about. Judging from your name hashtag, anyway. You know it. I hate these code names. They're pointless. Knowing that my real name is Coles doesn't change anything. It's just a bland way to be funny. Hashtag Precision is his name. Coles was irritating me, but I didn't really want to move. Thankfully, Coles seemed to either not know what to say next, or I didn't care. I was appropriately appreciative. Glad you finally shut up. I don't care what you're glad about. He was interrupted by a loud jingle. Hello? You can call me the Game Master. I don't know why I'm trying with voices, because it won't be consistent and I'll be awful at them anyway. Oh boy, here we go. Shh, be quiet. What a jerk. You are all now part of a contest where we pit the greatest detectives against the greatest criminals. In each stage, criminals will construct a crime scene, and then the detectives will solve it. Sounds good so far. I can't wait. Stage rankings will be determined by how quickly you complete each stage, with the fastest coming in first. Got it. Would you be quiet? Yeah. We will eliminate detectives and criminals each stage until we are down to just one criminal and one detective who will face off in the final stage. If the detective wins, they get $1 million. But if the criminal wins, they will not only get $1 million, but they are also given parole. The room suddenly got quiet as we all realized at the same moment that, because of the elimination process, the smartest, most dangerous criminal would be the one to walk free if the detective lost. This game master must have significant pull in the judicial system. Noted for later. I was starting to suspect that Coles was secretly an idiot like me. He was just more pretentious about it. Make your way to the elevators. Further instructions await you. You know, you don't strike me as the right kind of person for this contest. Oh? Actually, you might as well give up now. Coles shot me a cold, steely glare. These mysteries are for more calculative types, not intuitives like you. Your name tag says it all. You're a man of action in a new mental-based world. You've got no chance. I didn't have the time for his petty games. I headed towards the nearest elevator. The doors began to close. Man, who's this nervous, fidgety-looking dude? But then... Loser. What the heck was that? Cole's words had shaken me, but I couldn't let him get me down. I had a contest to win. Ricotta for life? It was the nervous-looking detective near the back of the elevator. Which floor do we get off on? Spoke too soon, Mr. Ricotta. He grimaced. We all shambled out into a long hallway. Nice place. Hashtag Thinks with Fists and hashtag Ricotta for Life. Please enter door 0013. The nervous detective from the elevator followed me into the room as the game master directed the other detectives. So, what's with your real name? Hashtag Ricotta for Life? Looked at the floor in embarrassment. It's Mouse. Detective Mouse. I'm sorry. I know it's stupid, but it's my real name. This was going to be a difficult contest to endure. I welcome you to stage 1. This mystery is called Eternally Checked In. Please take a moment to look over the case file. It contains a brief summary. Oof, okay, case file. Mr. and Miss Turnip were checked into the Drop Dead Inn. At 6:26 a.m., Miss Turnip left the hotel to eat breakfast. As she claimed, Mr. Turnip was found dead at 7:30 a.m. by the cleaner. The door was locked from the inside when the crime was discovered. You do not have access to the autopsy report. Special bonus: what piece of evidence is irrelevant? Do I get any Is that it? That's literally... Okay, that's literally it. Solve it in under 5 minutes and you'll place in the runners-up, but still make it in time to continue. Solve it in under 1 minute and you'll be in the top 3. You mean there'll be more than one detective who'll be able to solve this in under 1 minute? Mouse, it's pre-recorded. He can't answer your question. Incorrect. I'm talking to you live. Well, color me surprised. You're right, Detective Mouse. There are 3 master detectives who we expect to hold the top rankings in this little competition, so for the sake of fairness, if any detective other than them gets in under 1 minute, they can steal one of the top 3 positions. What? How is that fair to the master detectives? You wouldn't ask that if you knew just how good these detectives are. Frankly, if anyone else manages to get in under a minute, then they deserve to rank with the best. Unfortunately, there's no time for further questions. The timer starts. The game master paused for dramatic effect. I rolled my eyes. I'm not solving this in 1 minute. Now! What? Oh. Okay, wow, that was a shorter chapter than I thought. I thought I'd actually have to try and solve this. Chapter 2, Scaredy Mouse. Detective Hackett has just met his new detective partner, who he is expected to work with in the detective competition. Together, they must solve the first in a series of locked room mysteries that make up Stage 1. Is this a bad time to say I'm not a huge mystery reader and, Only a few seconds had elapsed since the game master's announcement. I was already figuring out ways to slack off and leave it up to Mouse, but Mouse didn't seem too confident either. Alright, first things first. Let's see what sort of fish we'll be frying. Okay. I led Mouse into the apartment, which had been decked out to look like a hotel room. Oh, there's lots to do here. Let's start with the investigation. Remember to finish in under 5 minutes, or we'll get kicked out. Don't worry about it. I got more than enough brain power for both of us. I don't think he believes you. Let's do this. Okay, so that's our body. Okay. So I can search things. What's behind this door? I don't know. Just open it, Hackett. Okay, bathroom. I mean, that makes sense. It appears to be a bathroom, but looks can be deceiving. We'd better investigate. Right behind you. I don't see anything. Other than a bathroom that's cleaner than my grandmother's candy bowl after she invited me over for her backgammon tournament. Did you check the sink? Yes, Mouse. Did you look in the tub? Yes, Mouse. The bathroom seemed to be there for realism. Alright, nothing to be found in here. You've been a great help, Mouse. Thanks. Too skittish to look at a bathroom? That was a bit too far. Okay. Someone just left this. This is supposed to be evidence, right? A good detective would probably examine it for clues. Well? Oh yeah, let's do that. A bloody handprint. Wait, bloody handprint? But the victim wasn't stabbed or anything. True. Time for my ultimate detective technique. I call it giving things a big sniff. Great. I gave the coat a big sniff and instantly regretted it. Blech! This jacket smells like cigarettes. Cigarettes and wine. So could that bloody handprint be wine? I don't want to smell it again to find out. But you could be right, Mouse. You could be right. He was right. Someone tripped over the coat rack. Too bad. I'm not here to clean up someone else's mess. Okay, but it's probably part of the mystery, right? Oh, right. Or was it? Couldn't the coat rack have just fallen on its own? Maybe it isn't supposed to be lying on the floor. True. We'll have to keep that in mind. Baseball tickets. What does this have to do with anything? Well, What does any of this evidence have to do with anything? That's what I've been wondering. What about those cigarettes? Never seen that brand before. Guess it's just something they made up for this contest. Props to the props department. Are you sure? No. No, dang it. Body. Mr. Turnip. Looks like those turnips didn't agree with him. Are there turnips somewhere in the room? Is that the solution? Just a joke, Mouse. I know. I was also trying to make a joke. Good thing he was a detective and not a stand-up comedian. Okay, but it doesn't... Someone spilled wine on the carpet. Gross. They're letting it ferment the sophisticated way. Only true connoisseurs know that carpet-soaking wine gives it the richest flavor and the oakiest texture. I don't think that's right. Just having some fun, Mouse. He clearly didn't know that crime scenes were supposed to be fun. The smoke detector's busted. Good. I hate those things. I was only making a pancake. Come on. This seems like a personal issue. The balcony didn't lead to a view of the parking lot. Instead, there was a sad reminder that we were still in an apartment pretending to be a hotel room. What's that notice say? It just says, don't jump off the balcony. Like I'd be able to in the seconds left on this impossible countdown. Yes, so please stop getting around and solve the mystery. Looks like we found all the evidence. Now, let's get to solving this mystery. Yeah. So, what are you thinking, Mouse? Maybe just tell me the answer. What am I thinking? I'm not sure. The bonus question in the case file says, name the irrelevant evidence. The problem is that every piece of evidence seems to be irrelevant. I don't know what any of it means. Oh. Hey, maybe that's it. I don't even know what these are. Okay. Everything is irrelevant. There's no mystery at all. Case closed. Let's get out of here. I don't... Hackfish? Mouse kept glancing about, fidgeting nervously. He was obviously thinking about the 5-minute time limit, which was drawing ever closer. As for me, I was getting pretty tired, and being next to a comfy-looking bed didn't help. Maybe we should figure out how the victim died. That seems like the way to start. Hey, not a bad idea. Let me get into character. What? I'll pretend to be the victim. That way, I can get in their head and figure out how they died. Is that your method? Method? What does that mean? Okay, I guess it's worth a shot. I lay down on the bed. Say, you're a simple guy. You're married, you've had a tough day, and you're away on a business trip. I settled into the foam mattress. So the first thing you do is try to get some rest. And you slowly fall asleep. Shh. Hello? Shh, I'm investigating. Haddock, we're running out of time. Haddock. Right. Let's think this through, okay? We know the wife is the murderer, but how did the victim die? While Mouse was talking, I was eyeing the cigarettes. Hey, Mouse, got a lighter? I tried to sound innocent, so he wouldn't suspect my intentions. I doubted he'd approve of smoking the evidence. Hackett, you're brilliant. Hey, you got my name right that time. The cigarettes. What was he talking about? I reluctantly got off the bed. Mouse, I know smoking kills, but it's not a quick process. That's true. But what do you think of this? Those cigarettes are the method of death, but not from long-term health risks. There's another piece of evidence that could speed up the process a whole lot. Mouse's stutter was gone. Was that because he was excited? In any case, I had to figure out what he was talking about. Or I'd be revealed as the idiot I was instead of the dashing, brilliant detective everyone thought me to be. The wine, the jacket, the tickets. The wine? Two deadly vices, wine and cigarettes. Don't drink and smoke at the same time. What are you talking about? Uh-oh. That hadn't been what he'd been thinking. I'd have to think some more. The jacket? The rain jacket? He'd been wearing the... No. Oh my god. Huh? What? Yes, exactly, because he was smoking in bed underneath that jacket. What? But if he did that, he would have run out of oxygen and died. Oh. Yes, it's true. It would have been a very stupid thing to do. Look at the smoke detector. He was so desperate to smoke, he tried breaking it. That must have been why he used the jacket, to keep the smoke from reaching the detector. Wow, good work, us. It's incredible what can happen when two studly detectives put their enormous brains to work. There is one problem, though. If this murder was actually an accident, then how was the locked room created? We'll have to give the door another look. Sounds good. This was great. I was getting a free ride after all. Darn, it's locked. Guess we'll have to explore the hallways another day. We only have a few minutes. We have to figure out why this is a locked room mystery. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. I'm such a liar. You have any idea how this door was locked from the inside? Well, I mean, obviously. That was more generally speaking. The door had been locked when the crime was discovered. But was it locked with the key card, or had the bolt been locked? Maybe this bolt was locked from the outside by wrapping a rubber band around it? You're thinking of the other kind of hotel lock. Wait a second. I think I figured out how it was locked from the inside. Is it the coat rack? The coat rack fell and knocked it over. Which means I've solved the case. We've solved the case, Mouse. Together. Right. Was he being sarcastic? Mouse had stumbled onto something important. Or maybe he was just stumbling. So usually in a locked room mystery, the killer creates the locked room to make the crime seem impossible, or to create an alibi. But this time, it was something else entirely. Interesting. He was good at building up the suspense. I could wait to hear the solution. He was glaring at me. Was I supposed to say something? Right. I know what I'm doing, and I'm a very smart detective. If I just said it enough, it would be true. Ugh, it wasn't working. I had to actually come up with a real answer. What was Mouse saying? There was some strange reason for why the room was locked from the inside? An accident. Yes, that's what I think too. Yeah. Yes, Mr. Turnip killed himself by accident. And the door was locked from the inside by accident. The clue is in the wine print on the coat. Miss Turnip was the one drinking wine. Mr. Turnip was busy smoking. In the morning, she was probably so hungover she didn't realize he'd died, so she tried to hang up his coat and stumbled out of the room. But she'd put it back on the coat rack so sloppily that that it fell over as soon as she left, hitting the door's lock on the way, knocking it into a horizontal locked position. Care to do the honors, Hackett? Wow, he was actually pretty good. I was lucky to have been paired with him. Absolutely. No, there was something else. The bonus question. Right. Which piece of evidence is irrelevant? That'd be the baseball tickets, obviously. Yeah, you're actually right. That's got to be it. Submit. Actually right? Who do you think he was? Your final answer was correct, but I regret to inform that you didn't do well enough time-wise to change floors. You're ranked by floor? Sort of. There are 50 pairs of detectives and 4 floors. The 4th floor detectives get to keep their partners in the final stage. In subsequent stages, all detectives get to do so, provided, of course, that both partners actively help with deductions. Wait, hold on. Doesn't that mean me and Mouse have to change partners? I think that's what he's saying. Yeah, correct. So I'm saying about your loss and stuff. Now, please make your way towards the waiting room at the end of the hall, where you will wait for the next round. We'd gotten through the mystery. I could scarcely believe it. We make such a great team. Yes, but I was the one doing all of the work. That's Fair. Even though Mouse wasn't going to be my partner next round, I was cautiously optimistic. I was excited to see who I could lean on for deductions next. It's going to be that annoying dude, isn't it? For sure. Chapter 3, Gathering Snippets. After solving the first locked room mystery, Detective Hackett has moved on to an intermediate stage, the waiting room. What answers await him there in the depths of the mysterious detective contest? Let's find out. It was 5 minutes after the game master had obliterated any hope I had of finishing the competition. I was already irritated at the last minute switch. Mouse had been the perfect mix of stupid yet smart. Too stupid to realize I wasn't doing any work, and smart enough to solve cases for me. Well, I didn't expect that. It's okay. I'll make it to the finals, and then there'll be a greater chance of us getting paired up again. He gave me a tentative thumbs up. Yeah, that won't happen. Oh, I guess not. Yeah. I subtly cut our conversation short. No point in being sentimental. Besides, I was busy wondering what my new partner would be like. Suddenly, my sharp mind trap snapped shut upon an excellent idea. Maybe I would be able to find one of those top 5 detectives in the waiting room. I didn't really care if it was someone in 6th or even 10th, but if I got paired with someone really skilled the next round would be cake. Of course, the selection process was probably as random as a penguin on a Hawaiian beach, but it couldn't hurt to know thine rival or whatever. I scanned the crowd of detectives for someone who looked like they knew something when it hit me. A terrible smell. It was a large detective standing in the corner. His partner had somehow held out against this guy's putrid cologne, and they'd solved the case in time to make it to this room. With a smell like that, I bet that he'd done nothing but watch other people and listen in, since nobody with olfactory organs would sit near enough to strike up a conversation. If all he did was listening, my incredible intuition told me he was the one with the answers. Answers were what I needed. I took a deep breath and headed towards him. Hi, so what's your name? I'm Detective George. Is there anything I can help you with? He had a deep voice that matched his heavy-set body type. I'm Detective Hackett. Ew! What? My breath had run out, forcing an awkward sound from my lips. I cleverly hid it with a short cough and continued. I was wondering if you had heard anything about the fabled top 3 detectives. Why would I tell you? Because I'm super trustworthy. See this smile? Don't you just trust it? I gave him my stunning smile, which has been said to make news anchors kill themselves. Well, it's not like it's sensitive information or anything. Okay, I'll tell you what I know. Great! The 3rd highest is incredibly eccentric. I don't remember his name, but it's a bunch of numbers. The 2nd highest is said to be able to tap into a criminal's mindset, solving the crime through an extreme form of empathy, or so the rumors say. The number 1 detective is no secret. Her name is Red July. She solves cases by looking at the big picture while simultaneously concentrating on the small details. Her great imagination fills in the gaps, creating causes for the effects. Hope that helped. Goodbye. Hold on a minute. Yeah? Can you point me to any of these guys so I can talk to them directly? I have a few questions I need to ask them. Couldn't even if I wanted. We're not in the right waiting room. There are 4 floors of this building, each with its own waiting room. When the first round begins, it's random. But now that the ranks have been assigned, the top 15 detectives are on the 4th floor. We're on the 2nd floor, remember? Wait, you're saying that after the first round, the game masters ordered the floors from least skilled to most skilled, with the 4th floor being the most skilled? You got it. I see. Then the only way I'll talk to them is if I make it within the top 15. No, More like 6, since the cutoff list shrinks every time. At your level, 6 is pretty optimistic. What was that supposed to mean? If you get stuck with good partners, I'm sure you'll do fine. See you next round. I waved him off drowsily. My brief date with the hotel bed had made me sleepy. A detective who looks at the big picture, but still sees the details. That was the top-ranked detective's method? It didn't seem deductive or calculative. It seemed intuitive. Like my method. Maybe there was a way to become as good as the greatest detective in the competition just by doing what I'd done my whole life. I had a feeling Coles was full of crap. Maybe it was true after all. It was definitely something to think about. My eyes scanned the room. Maybe, even if I couldn't talk to George, there'd be someone else I could talk to. Maybe one of them? I mean, how's it going? We're not really supposed to talk to the detectives. What? Well, you can talk to me, right? I'm trying to be polite, Mr. Thinks with Fists. Our amazing romantic comedy story was off to a great start. I have a question about the names. Are we allowed to give out our real names? No, absolutely not. If you did that, you would be expelled from the contest immediately. I'm just kidding. So, does that mean you can tell me your real name? Haha, no. Well, this was getting awkward. Without warning, the Game Master's musical tune chimed out. As always, it was as lovely as an opera singer with throat cancer. This announcement is not to announce the next round, but rather to celebrate the previous one. I introduce to you the criminal duo that created Eternally Checked In, Mastermind Rose and Mastermind Sparks. A door opened in the back of the room, and two sleep-deprived criminals approached. Their beady eyes stared into my soul like a working pair of X-ray specs. There was an awkward silence as the detectives in the room wondered if they were expected to clap for them. Finally, an older detective stood from his place on a particularly cushy couch. How exactly does the other side of this competition work? Rose cleared her throat. It's fairly complex, but I'll try to explain it in a plebeian manner. Already I hated her. For us, there are two phases in every round: invention and replication. In the invention phase, we create the crime using props provided by the Game Master. The invention phase is ranked by skill, not time. Then, in the replication phase, the criminals race against the clock to replicate the crime the winner invented, to replace in the rankings. Like you, we also rotate partners in between rounds. Being good at replication helps you stay in the contest, but winning invention means you become a celebrity of sorts and rise to the top of the ranking. That's right, I'm famous now. Me, Mastermind Rose. It looked like Rose had more to say, but the usual dirgeful melody coming from the speakers cut her off as she began her next sentence. I'm sorry, but the question period will have to be discontinued as the second round of the first stage is ready. What? I had more to explain. Please make your way down the hallway to your assigned number. That's not fair. I didn't even get to answer a question. Mastermind Sparks drifted out of earshot as I was forcefully pushed by the crowd into the hallway. Doors were slamming all around me. I had no idea where to go. Hackett's, you're in room 0012. Oh, thank you. I hurried inside the room as fast as I could. Turns out, it wasn't worth it. 3 guesses who my new partner was. Chapter 4. These glasses hide steely eyes. Detective Hackett has just learned more about the mysterious detective contest he has entered, and now it's on to round 2. Time to meet his new partner. I think I'm actually going to leave it there before we go and start investigating a new room. I'm digging this so far. I like the art style. It's very unique and stylized. Kind of, I feel like it really matches the game. I'm curious to see what the future holds in this game in terms of like helping to solve the mysteries. It really didn't seem like I was overly punished for getting things wrong, so I'm wondering if that will change as things progress. In any case, let me know what you think. Like I said, this is an indie game that up until they sent me an email, I hadn't heard of it, but it's gotten really good reviews, and apparently they're releasing it on more platforms. So if you're digging it so far, it could be something that you can check out. In any case, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Till then, bye bye for now.